At New Flyer, we look forward to supporting you and your coach for reliable and durable service. The New Flyer line of urban transit coaches, low floor, high floor, and articulated models offer superior durability and comfort. This video is one in a series in support of New Flyer transit coaches. Please consider the manual that accompanies your coach as the only accurate and final authority regarding the service and maintenance procedures for your coach. It is your responsibility to become completely familiar with the warnings, cautions, and notes used in the manual and this video. Proper service and repair is essential to the safe and reliable operation of the coach. This video will cover the service and maintenance procedures for the MAN rear axle of the coach. 3 types of headings are used in the guide and video to attract your attention. Warning. Warning is used when an operating procedure, practice, etc., if not correctly followed, could result in personal injury or loss of life. Caution. It's used when an operating procedure, practice, etc., if not strictly observed, could result in damage to or destruction of equipment. Note is used to provide additional information that requires special attention by the operator. It is your responsibility to be completely familiar with the warnings and cautions described in the service manual. These warnings and cautions advise against the use of specific troubleshooting methods that can result in personal injury, damage to the equipment, or cause the equipment to be unsafe. It is, however, important to understand that these warnings and cautions are not exhaustive. New Flyer Industries could not possibly know, evaluate, and advise service technicians of all conceivable ways in which service, maintenance, troubleshooting might be done, or of the possible hazardous consequences of each way. Consequently, New Flyer Industries has not undertaken any such broad evaluation. Accordingly, anyone who uses a service, maintenance, troubleshooting procedure or tools not recommended by New Flyer Industries Limited must first be thoroughly satisfied that neither personal safety nor equipment safety will be jeopardized by the troubleshooting procedures selected. Proper service and repair are important to the safe, reliable operation of the equipment. The service, maintenance, troubleshooting procedures recommended by New Flyer Industries and described in the manual and this video are effective methods for carrying out service procedures. Some of these troubleshooting procedures require the use of special tools. The special tools should be used when and as recommended. The procedures and techniques presented in this video were performed on a rear axle assembly removed from the coach. It is identical to the equipment found on your coach and was used to provide a better view of the components and procedures undertaken. Position the coach safely in your shop and remove both the rear wheel and tire assemblies. Hub disassembly and inspection. Remove brake drum. Note, it may be necessary to back off the brake adjuster prior to removing the brake drum. Tighten the pushing bolts. Remove the drum. Remove the drain plug and drain oil. Remove the fill plug. Loosen the cover bolts. Remove the cover and gasket. Ensure that all gasket residue is removed. To remove the axle shaft, remove the snap ring. Remove the thrust washer and shims. The number of shims may vary. To remove the axle, thread the special tool into the end of the axle shaft. Slide the axle towards you carefully. Remove the planetary Allen bolts. After removing all 5 planetary Allen bolts, use 3 in adjacent pusher holes to push the hub free. The hub will not fall until it is past the wheel studs. Lift the planetary carrier off the wheel hub. Wheel hub removal. To remove the wheel hub, remove the lock nuts. Loosen the lock tab with a punch. Using the special tool, remove the outer lock nut. Remove the lock ring. Use the special tool to remove the inner nut.
Who did that?
Most guys do that. Oh, someone in Regina.
The lock nuts are identical.
We're going to pull this hub off.
Pull the ring gear off.
So it should come off fairly easy.
Check the gear and splines for wear. The ring gear assembly is 2 pieces, the outer gear and the hub. The ring gear is splined to the hub and retained by a snap ring. It's normal to have a slight amount of play between the ring gear and the splines. Remove the hub and outer bearing by sliding the hub gently towards you, removing the outer bearing first, once loosened.
And rear hub.
Inspect the bearings for wear. Inspect the wear ring seal surface for grooving, which can cause leakage. If the wear ring indicates replacement, follow the procedure in the service manual. Rear brake shoe removal. Removal of the rear brake shoes does not require disassembly of the planetary or the hub. Remove the outer brake spring using the special tool. Remove the inner brake spring using the special tool. Take care not to damage the wear ring. Note, the backing plates have been removed to provide a better view for this video. Remove the locking wedge bolt. Remove the wedge using a hammer and punch. Remove the anchor pins with a soft punch. remove the brake shoes. Disassembly, inspection, and reassembly of the slack adjuster and S-cam. Remove the cotter pin and clevis pin. Remove the indexing lever nut and washer. Remove the snap ring washers, S-cam position indicator,
Shaft.
and the slack adjuster. Slide the S-cam out. Inspect the S-cam bushings and seals for wear. Check the S-cam bearing surfaces for wear. The inner bushing block can now be removed for easier service.
Okay. What?
When replacing the inner bushing block, be sure to use sealant on the bolts.
All right.
Install the S-cam before tightening the inner bushing block bolts. This will keep the bushing block straight and keep the bushings from binding. Torque the bolts and check the S-cam for binding. Slide the slack adjuster onto the S-cam. Install and index the camshaft position washer. The notch in the washer must line up with the groove in the S-cam. Install the washers and the snap ring. Install the clevis pin and the cotter pin.
Cotter it.
Cutter it.
With the push rod fully retracted, the clevis pin should rotate freely.
Just a s-
Push the indexing lever away from the adjusting screw towards the brake chamber.
yeah.
Or away from the screw.
Install the
What you
locking
wanna do
bolt
is,
and
do a
tighten.
brake adjustment on-
The camshaft position washer is used to give an indication of brake shoe wear. As the cam turns, the pointer will move. When the pointer is pointing at the clevis pin, the shoes will be at the maximum wear limit. Brake shoe assembly. Lubricate the anchor pin bushings and replace the O-ring, taking care not to leave excess grease that can contaminate the brake shoes. Inspect the anchor pin for rust, wear, and pitting. Lubricate the pin. Place the shoes in the spider and install the anchor pins. Install the wedge and wedge locking bolt. Drive the wedge in tight using a hammer and punch. Tighten the wedge locking bolt. Install the outer brake spring using the special tool. Install the inner brake spring using the special tool. Seal replacement and hub assembly. The rear hub uses two different seals. The inner seal is a single lip seal. The outer seal is a double lip seal. To keep the seal spring in place, lubricate it with petroleum jelly or grease. The special tool, seal driver, is in two pieces. The black ring is used to drive the inner seal. Place the inner seal on the driver and put some grease on the outer edge. Locate the seal and driver and drive the seal in place. Although a press is preferred, a hammer can be used to drive the seal in. Drive the seal down until the driver stops. This will space the seal down about 1/2 inch.
Can you get the seal?
Remove the black metal ring and install the outer seal in a similar manner.
So, again, we're going to take it.
The hub has weep holes to bleed leaked oil. These passages should be kept clear. If the hub seals fail, the oil will exit these holes, providing advanced warning of a seal failure. Remove the O-ring from the hub. Inspect the O-ring groove for rust. Install a new O-ring. Inspect the planetary carrier sealing surface for rust and pitting. Slide the hub on. Install the outer hub bearing.
Ready?
Place the ring gear on the splines. Install the inner nut. Using the bearing nut socket, torque the inner nut to 405 foot-pounds while turning the hub.
Very good.
Done. Okay, and now we have to back it off. This is torque wrench supposed to
Back the nut off 1/6 of a turn.
back it off? 1/6 of a turn?
Just about 2 wheel studs.
There's no wheels on.
2 wheel studs. Just about.
Okay. 1/6 of a turn. Too much. Now?
Install the locking washer with the tab in the groove. Install the outer nut. Torque the outer nut to 405 foot-pounds.
600 foot-pounds.
Bend the tabs of the locking washer to lock both nuts in place.
This is about this heel bark, yeah? Okay.
Check for proper bearing end play 1 to 4 thousandths of an inch. It will be necessary to use a large soft mallet to move the outer bearing against the nut. Hit the hub from behind several times, rotating the hub between each hit.
Hammer.
Leave one of the pushing bolts in the planetary carrier. This will protect the O-ring. Line up the weep holes and bolt holes of the planetary carrier with the corresponding holes in the hub. Lift the hub into place.